Moving on to the Broncos, I think the Broncos, if they were healthy, could have been in the Super Bowl. Um, I think that they're going to remain in that contention as long as they're healthy. But one hole they got to fix is linebacker. It seemed like in that AFC Championship game, they didn't have a guy that could just hover over the running backs wherever they are. If they have the ball, if they don't have the ball, they need that guy. Anthony Hill Jr. A little bit of a reach here, but I think that um, that can play into their hands because I think at this point, a lot of the teams that were in desperate need of a linebacker have already either gotten one or will look elsewhere. And Broncos get a guy to just stop the run.
Yeah. CJ Allen was someone I considered for the Broncos for that exact same reason. But I think for me, the Broncos could use another receiver besides Cortland Sutton. And even then, like I think Sutton kind of struggled in the playoffs a little bit. Jordan Tyson is going to be really interesting to monitor during this situation. I would say talent wise, he is the top receiver in this class. But the one thing I think we're going to see him get docked for throughout this process is his health. He has gotten hurt. Basically, he's gotten hurt for a time every single year during his college career, unfortunately. So the health concerns are the major issue with Tyson. I think the Broncos are in a position here where they, at 30, this guy could potentially go in the top five, and he fell down here. I just don't think the Broncos can pass it up. Really just help evolve their offense. We know their defense is definitely going to be really, really good. So they just get this done with the offensive side of the ball.
Intern agrees, but he goes different player. Um, Goes with Chris Bell from Louisville.
Very interesting, but yeah, I agree with the position there.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, and then the Patriots, I kind of thought about an offensive lineman here, but ultimately Casey Concepcion is sitting out there. We talked about him earlier. Very dynamic receiver, can break a touchdown from anywhere on the field. I think the Patriots look at that, think, okay, we can get Drake May, this top receiver. We can't pass it up, and that's what the Patriots go with there.
I do think that is a big need. However, I think that one thing that they really, really, really needed in the Super Bowl was a safety. And this is where I go with McNeil Warren. I do think he's a first round talent. I just think he falls to the very last few picks of the first round just because he went to Toledo. If he was a name from like Ohio State or Georgia or any of those, I think we're looking mid first round. But I think just because he wears that MAC badge on his uniform, that he's going here. Not fair, not right, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. 'Cause obviously, the smart NFL teams know to look past that and find those guys. So we'll have to take a look and we'll have to find out who ends up doing that.
Intern goes with Akeem Mesidor. Um, Another need they really couldn't get. They got a little bit of pressure on Darnold, but it seemed like Darnold just kept squeaking away, as we saw in the national championship and the semifinal. Mesidor just got after it, was able to get the quarterback down. So, uh, good pick. I like that pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's steal at this point.